Alrighty folks, it is your boy Seppo here, coming at you guys with another vlog. I thought that I could make another in the bag video this week because the season's actually starting back up. I am not going to be playing in the US this year, unfortunately, but it's just too much of a risk, so I decided to totally cancel that option for this year and only focus for the local tournaments back here in Finland. And we are basically playing the next 7 weeks in a row. Playing the Prodigy Pro Tour in Finland, Finnish Nationals, and the Wild Card Open in Tampere, Finland. So I thought it's a good time for me to come up with a new in the bag video. There are a couple of changes, so let's just get started. I'm gonna start off from my putters, which are the same ones as in my previous video. I'm putting with the P Model S in the base grip plastic. I just like this putter better than PA3 or PA2 for myself because it glides better and it's really straight. And I also like to use the same disc for short up shots and longer shots too. I like to throw long turnovers, long putts with this disc. This orange one here is a really beat up one, super flippy, which is something that I've been missing in my bag for years. Because I never felt comfortable with PA4 and this feels really comfortable for me, and I also like the flight of it. It's straight when it's brand new and really understable when it's speed up. I can put a lot of hyzer on it and the turn is really nice and soft. I have one that's a little bit newer but still really understable. I can make it go straight with a little bit of hyzer, turn over, and also do nice little soft hyzer kind of flip ups. I have two PA1s. I am loving the plastic of 500 plastic. I have two PA1s. I just put this in the bag today because this pink one is kind of beat up. It's pretty straight, slightly overstable. So I felt like I need a new one in the bag, and this blue one is just brand new, overstable, and the pink one is my go-to, straight to slightly overstable. I think this 500 plastic is my favorite plastic from Prodigy of all time. I think it's perfect amount of grip and stiffness, durability, and it also looks very nice. So this is my favorite plastic by far from Prodigy. I am carrying 3 A2s in the bag. I have a brand new one that I got from my friend Rocket. His nickname is Rocket, and this one is the most overstable one I have. Nice and just how A2 is, you know, overstable, consistent, but it's slightly beat in that it doesn't have that super dump at the end of the flight. It has some carry to it, so I like to throw it for sidearms and backhands. I have one that's a little bit more beat up. I've had it in the bag for a couple of years. Just a little bit less stable from that. I like to throw it for backhands a lot, also for sidearm, but great stability for backhands right now. And I have the really beat up one that I throw pretty rarely actually these days, but extremely good for certain type of sidearm anhyzers, straight flicks, straight backhands, where you still don't want it to flip and you want it to fight in the wind. This is what I like for those. My mids, I have 3 mids in the bag. Currently we're playing the Tali Open or Tali Pro Tour this weekend, starting 2 days from now. And my Overstable Midrange M1, nothing really special to it. It's a proto, really flat, overstable. I have straight to slightly understable M3 in my bag. I throw this a lot right now and I'm throwing it good too. So M3 has been my go-to mid-range for a long time and there's no change for it now. I've been liking the MX3, the K-Lay Visca version, and it's really good. I think it might take this disc's place at some point, but for now, this is what I'm rocking. And another disc that's inspired by K-Lay Visca, M4 in 400G plastic, a little bit domey, so it has nice glide to it and it stays up in the air a little bit more for me than the flat ones, because it has a little bit more stability, which I like. Still understable hyzer flip disc, can do a lot of things that other discs can. It's basically a faster version of this, can do a lot of things, but the hyzer flip to turn that holds all the way is something special to this disc. Moving on to my Fairway Drivers. I have a F5 that I'm still getting used to. I just lost my other F5 that was really nice and a little bit beat up, really straight to a little bit of that hyzer flip up. This is still pretty new, or brand new actually, put it in the bag today, and has a little bit more overstability to it than I want, but getting used to it. F5 is a really underrated disc. I used to throw this back in the days for years, but didn't have it in the bag for a while, at least for air shots. I used it for rollers, but now I put a brand new one in my bag and I was amazed how well the F5 flies. I also have the FX2 Overstable. I throw it for sidearms a lot. I like it for those for most. I throw thumbers with it, and I also throw backhand hyzers with it. It's actually a really far flying disc too, so if I need a like 400 feet hyzer, I think this is a really good disc because I can throw it really hard and I don't need to slow down compared to throwing like a D1 where I would have to take some power off. I like to throw this hard and know how far it goes. Moving on to my H1s. I have a original H1 that's just the Overstable, pretty short disc. It's just a little bit further than my A2, so I don't use this for anything long. It's just a short hyzer disc. And then I have two H1V2s. You would think that these are very overstable because they are H1s, but this one is my first ever H1V2 I got. It's slightly overstable, but I can make it turn if I give it good amount of power and make it go really straight or S-curve just a little bit. It's a really nice and consistent, straight and surprisingly far flying disc. And then I have another one. It's newer than the red one, but more beat up, and this one actually turns over. I can hyzer flip this to turn it over, and it doesn't burn in the ground. It's really nice. It stays up in the air for a good while, and this specifically is a really important disc in my bag. All right, then we only have distance drivers left. I have two D1s at the moment. I have both in 400G plastic. I have one that's just basically new and really overstable. I throw this on a couple of holes in Tali, and yeah, it's just a very overstable D1. I have same run, but just way more beat up. My accurate overstable to straight distance driver. I can do so many things with this. And I actually lost this up in a tree in wintertime, and this gentleman turned it to me. He called my number and returned it to Prodigy factory in Georgia, and Prodigy sent it to me, and it found its way back to my home, and I'm really thankful for that. Thank you for whoever found my disc. 3D2s, same story as always. I've got one that's very overstable or somewhat overstable. I have my super distance D2 that I can do so many things with. Sidearms, distance, long tailwind hyzers. Yeah. And I have one that I use for sidearms for the most part. I will roll it if there was a roller hole that this would fit on, but for the most part I just throw long sidearms with this. It's a really good sidearm disc for my power. And a disc that found its way in my bag officially. I've been loving the D-Model OS. Currently I have a pink one in my bag. I just had a green one and purple one in my bag. And it seems like the green ones are the least overstable. Purple one was somewhat straight. And this is the most overstable one that I've had so far. And even though it's D-Model OS, I use it as a straight disc for me. It's pretty similar to maybe like this, or maybe a little bit more overstable. It's just a really accurate disc. It has a little bit thinner rim than the D2 or D1, and also a little bit more shallow, but for some reason on this disc it doesn't bother me. I never really liked shallow discs, but on this one I like it, and it's just a really consistent and accurate disc. Something to remember about this disc: it really is somehow more accurate than other discs. The shape of its line is just more narrow. It doesn't turn like this or fade like this. It just goes nice and smooth and really straight. Alright, and that was it for what's in my bag. I have a couple of bag tags. I like to talk about these. I have a 10-year membership tag from PDGA. This is actually my 12th year currently. I have Hatti Vatti that my girlfriend Hanna made for me. Thank you, Hanna. And then I got this Prodigy tag, metal tag from somebody that he made these and asked if he could send me one. And this is really cool. Thanks for making these and thanks for sending it to me. It's right here on the front seat of my bag. Yeah, that is my bag. And I am also starting to make videos in Finnish on my own channel. It's Seppo Paju. You can find it in the descriptions here down below. And I do it because I just want to bring content to my Finnish fans that don't necessarily enjoy watching videos in English as much as they do in Finnish. And there are some subjects that just fit mostly Finnish people, and American people don't really care about it. And I'm gonna be bringing some action from the Finnish Prodigy Pro Tour from a couple different events. Every other tournament is coming on Väinö's channel, and every other video is coming on my channel. And those are all gonna be in Finnish. And I hope you enjoyed this in the bag video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.